Hey everybody, it is late at night and I am Norman. Tonight we're doing a full review of the Rocos R0139 that David Schwartz Jr. was kind enough to lend to me so that I could experience it in person and do a full review of it and put it head to head with the watch that I personally own. So let's flip the camera around and take a close look at the R0139. Okay, so if you missed my last video, I did an unboxing, wrist shot, and first impressions of this watch. If you haven't seen that video, I've put the link to it in the description below. Tonight, we're going to do a full review, beginning with the clasp, the bracelet, and up to the watch head itself. And then I'll put it on the wrist again, let you see what it looks like. We'll go over the specifications and my further thoughts on this watch. As you can see, this has a huge taper to it, in keeping with kind of the 70s styling. So it tapers all the way down here, and we have a butterfly clasp. So there are no micro adjustments. To size it, you have to just kind of mess around with the links until you get it as close as you can to fitting how you want. Look at those polished surfaces. Kind of hard to hide myself in those because those are super glossy. Alright, and we have two buttons here that release it. And when those are pressed, it just springs right out of there. You see that they're latched using these little tiny hooks here. And they're spring driven. And one of the problems with this watch are these buttons here are kind of large and really easy to push. And I know that David had actually loosened this watch up a little bit to try and avoid that, where this kind of a movement will release them. However, it happened to me once and it's kind of loose on my wrist. So watch out for that. That is not good, how easy it is to inadvertently unhook that. Alright, moving on up through the bracelet. All the links are solid. It's kind of stiff. It doesn't move a whole lot. It feels really awesome. I mean, it feels quality. Sorry about the smudges. That is inevitable with all that polish. But yeah, this looks really great and feels just phenomenal. It's really comfortable when it's on the wrist. It doesn't pull arm hair or anything like that. Just really great. Alright, so let's move on up to the watch itself. Alright, so let's look at the case back. Now, being that this isn't my watch, I don't want to go messing with the bracelet, so I will do my best to let you see this while leaving that intact. So we have a mineral crystal display case back there. The movement is undecorated, and I'm not sure exactly what that movement is. I wasn't able to find a whole lot on this watch online, this particular model, that is. I found some expired eBay posts that went to dead links, some Amazon links that went to dead URLs. Some Asian sites had it, but there really wasn't a whole lot. So we have some writing around there. I like this case back. This is pretty cool looking. And see how it kind of masks some of the watch's thickness, because it's hidden up under the rest of the case. Again, CWC kind of did a similar thing with the G10. You see that it's polished around this area here and brushed on the back. The rest of the back is also brushed. Moving on to the crown. Again, I love this whole part of the case. I mentioned that in my last video. And I believe this is pretty much how the Nautilus is too, with these, where it almost looks like it's a hinge. Like a portal window that would open. That is so cool looking. Here we have a crown. It is not screwed down. It feels nice when you're winding it. Nice and smooth. Not gritty or anything. Pop this out. It's a little bit tricky to get. You can do it. There we go. Alright, we see that this movement hacks. So our second hand is stopped. And everything moves pretty smoothly. Alright, let's push this in. Now it's going again. Let's set the date. Nice. Clicks over very nicely. Pop it out again. Our second hand kind of jumped a little, I think. Let's see this date transition in action. Oh, we've got to go around one more time. Nice. We see that the crown is signed. Just a nice R on there. Very cool. Yeah, the crown feels great. Nice distinguishable clicks in there. The date seems to flip over fairly quickly. Very cool. As for the lugs, you can see that this is an integrated bracelet, and it angles down pretty well, so it really hugs your wrist. But we do have drilled lugs, so if you have something that would be compatible with this, or if you have an extra bracelet that you want to replace this one with, you have some drilled lugs to make that a bit easier. They're really rounded here on the end. They aren't tapered at all. They look great from above. Very cool. Alright, let's look at the dial. I personally have never owned a blue dial watch. And I actually really like the color of this dial. I love how the blue just kind of comes and goes depending on the light. It'll look black in certain light and extremely blue in others. We have applied indices. We see a minutes track around here. Just very small, painted on markers. We have a date window at the 3 o'clock and loom on the markers and the hands. Nice basic stick hands and a totally straightforward seconds hand. The only branding on there is Rocos. And what do we have below there? Since I can't even read that. Since 1918 or something, I am so blind. The bezel is brushed on the top and polished on the edge there and where it angles down. So it really catches the light, really reflects. And if you know me at all, you know that I am not a fan of date windows, especially when they have a light background and they're on a dark dial. If I were to change anything about this watch, that would definitely be one of them. I would get rid of that and just let that dial be beautiful and uninterrupted. Very cool. As for the specifications on this watch, David Schwartz paid $150, I believe. It retails for somewhere around $200 from what little I've been able to find online. The case size is 40 millimeters. The case thickness is 12 millimeters. The case material is stainless steel. It has a mineral crystal in front and in back. The movement, I'm not sure what it is, but on one side it claimed that it's a 20 joule movement, we know that much, and we know it's an automatic, of course. It has a water resistance of 30 meters, so kind of a dress watch level of water resistance. Alright, let's put this on the wrist. Alright, so here is the Rocos on my 7-inch wrist. Look at that blue. That is so cool. I can totally understand the love for the Nautilus because this just looks awesome. I love that extreme taper. It looks great. Okay, so let's get a loom shot. Charge this thing up. Not bad. I like the blue color of that. If the camera really captures that, but this is really blue loom. Seems to be, can't tell if it's fading really fast, it might be, but that is really cool looking. I love that color. That is so cool. have it, a full review of the Rocos R0139. This is such a great homage to the Nautilus. And what an amazing watch, especially given its price point. Now, if you haven't already checked out David Schwartz Jr.'s YouTube channel, you definitely should. I've included a link to it in the description below. Definitely go check him out. He's super nice, super cool, and his fans are amazing. So if you love what you see there, give him a like and a subscribe. And keep your eyes open for my next video where this watch will go head to head with the watch that I personally own. Thanks for watching.